We look forward to sharing this venture with you and kind of helping to create a new position. And it's not new, but it's something that I have not seen.
Just that we can expand on.
We're going to bring you more as we continue to develop this position. Remember, the big thing is we want to create a position that will support our teachers, support our children, support
our
families, and impact the community. So we can do that by impacting our children and families. We can do that by bringing the community to us. And again, this needs to be a sustainable position. So a program like ours, if you're a single center, maybe you're licensed for 100 kiddos, can you add $50,000 to your budget to be able to support this kind of position? Or maybe it's $30,000, or maybe it's a part-time position. That's where you start there.
Exactly.
These are the things we want to be able to share with you to challenge you to consider for your programs. You just had and organized with Hope West a grief training that was last night. So one of the first things is getting some trainings on the books for staff, because that's part of supporting staff and getting them feeling confident with tools and resources, as well as getting some trainings for yourself. Because this is a brand new position for you.
I need to be more familiar before I can give tools and things out to everybody else as well.
Tell us about the grief training last night.
So this grief training was held by Ashley from Hope West. It was wonderful. She brought in lots of tools and I guess wording on how to talk to kids about the loss of, a parent or a close, family member or a friend. So I have had a child in the past who lost his mom. Now that he's older, he's had to go through therapy. So the conversation would come up a little bit more, and it was, I have never had to deal with that, or I've never had to talk with a child about that. So it was very nerve-wracking for me. I wasn't sure what to say. And so my first instinct was, okay, well, let's get away from this. Let's maybe talk about something else. After talking with Ashley, that's maybe something, we shouldn't necessarily do, because that is a part of life and that is what's happening. So she gave us those great tools. It is hard to talk to kids, but to be real about it and realistic that yes, they are dead, but to not ignore the situation or to acknowledge it, because that is a part of life. And I thought that was a wonderful thing, and it is hard. And so she was great about giving us those words and the sayings that we can use instead of trying to, push it to the side or maybe not make them think about it. We will be having 2 more classes. We already did 1, so she broke it up for us. We got great tools too, as far as she's given us pamphlets that we can, put up in our area, so that way parents, grandparents, any guardian may grab that if they're also feeling that way and aren't sure. It's not only a tool for our teachers, but for our parents too, so we can have that communication.
Teachers, they want to feed the kids, but they also need to be fed.
Fed ourselves.
So what a great way to get fed. We've got another training scheduled next week, which is we have Nancy, our Grand Junction director. Her mother is an expert working with children with seizures, so she's coming in to do a seizure training with our staff to get them more aware, and again, supporting in that role. We're going to be doing some love and logic trainings as well. So we use creative curriculum. We use a lot of love and logic. So one of your tasks is to be a love and logic expert. You got it, right? So we've been exposing that to you, but just immersing yourself in that. You're also enrolled in a pyramid training. So that'll be the whole month of September.
I'll be doing a pyramid training for the month of September. It's a great, quick month class to kind of give me more skills and tools on how to deal with more of those behaviors and how to bring a kid from up here to down here. So that's what I'll be doing in the pyramid training.
And a lot of that pyramid training really teaches the teachers how to create that foundation in their classrooms. So they're building the expectations in their classroom down here, and they're really grounding their children is how I
that way we can build
see that. You got it.
We need a foundation.
Yep, and we just recognize different types of behaviors, and we can keep kids off the top of the pyramid.
Exactly.
Sometimes behaviors from kids could be triggered just by a transition that they weren't ready for.
Exactly.
So helping teachers recognize that and staying consistent, helping them understand the routine and the consistency for the kids. You've got meetings set up with Child Find, which is kind of where families with children 0 to 5 start, and they'll do an assessment with the child and figure out what their needs are. And if they're 0 to 3, their services would be provided through Strive. If they're 3 to 5, through the district
Child
preschool
Find.
program. So becoming an expert in that.
So that would be great too. Like once I'll shadow Carly, who works with Shines and goes through several places in the valley.
And so Carly is one of our local coaches,
Coaches.
right? So she's working with different programs for quality ratings and so forth. But so we're working with our local county where Shell can go and shadow some of these other coaches.
I can pull tools and tips that they give me to bring them to our center and help apply that here.
And figure out how to affect teachers to affect change, right? You got to win them over with some trust, little things, give them praise. Teachers need that praise.
Yes.
It's not about coming in and saying, you're doing this wrong, change to this. It's about giving them a bunch of praise for what they're doing right.
For what they are doing.
Yeah,
And
and
then,
figuring out how to challenge them. So, hey, thanks for being here, part 2.